Welcome to the Wiser Talk, produced by Wiser Software Solutions, the premier low-code company of India. Our host today is Avinanda Ghosh, a veteran of the financial services sector in India with over 30 years of experience. He culminated his service career as the CFO, CIO, and CISO of a public sector general insurance company. Mr. Ghosh is a low-code evangelist and is presently an advisor to WiserGos.
Hello and welcome all our viewers to the Wiser Talk. This is a typical autumn afternoon in Delhi with a wan sun peeping in through the window. But I'm sure my guest today will brace you up with his exciting insights into his professional journey and the warm experiences picked up around the globe. Please welcome Mr. Ashish Jhajaria. Mr. Ashish Jhajaria hails from Bengaluru and works in the field of insurance. But his is a vocation with a difference. He is not one of your run-of-the-mill underwriters or actuarial experts, not even a claims investigator or a claims approver. He is not an agent or a broker. He is a lone wolf, selling his multi-dimensional expertise and experience to various insurance clients across the world. Ashish is an insurance consultant. Academically speaking, Ashish is an economist and a cost and management accountant. But I will not recount all of his acquisitions in the world of degrees and diplomas, for there are too many to count. Suffice it to say that Ashish has picked up his academic credentials in 3 continents: Asia, Europe, and North America. Ashish is an independent consultant with a large insurer in the Asia Pacific region. He's an advisor to a few infotech startups in Hong Kong, including the Skytech Asia Pacific Limited in 3 different countries. He had been a market entry strategist for broker tech companies in the US and Canada. Ashish has been a principal consultant to Logica Business Consulting in London and had similar engagements at various times with AIG and Oracle and more. Ashish has been a director on the board of Ernst & Young Consulting and has also served as an associate principal for insurance strategies at Accenture in London. Welcome, Ashish. We've been known each other for quite some time, and since our first acquaintance and our friendship, we've been talking and talking and talking. We've been catching up with each other, and we've had so many delightful, as we Bengalis say, addas. We've had so many addas, but there's been one curiosity in my mind regarding you. I know like what all you do, and you do such great things, but there's one thing which I've been meaning to talk to you, but never got around to asking you. So today, let me start with that. You see, the insurance industry over the last 3-4 decades, and especially since the coming of IRDAI by the turn of the century, the insurance industry has really spread. It has flourished. It has settled down. It has matured, and that insurance per se is not just one function. It is a conglomerate of so many functions, right? So my question, which I've been thinking about, is what then does an individual insurance consultant do? Where does the insurance consultant come in? What does he give consultancy on? Because normally I would imagine that there are people, there are institutions and peoples and organizations to take care of every small bit of insurance function. So what exactly does the insurance consultant do?
Okay. It's a very broad question. Let me try simplifying it. Not sure if I can keep it brief or not. Now, all the industries, whether banking, insurance, financial services, or outside it, beyond this, they engages consultant. They engages consultant for the purpose of strategy, business consulting, for IT consulting on ad hoc basis to help them in solving various challenges around their value chain, around their regulations, around their operational issue, around their IT aspects of it. Now, they are engaged in three broad models by various organizations. One, the first one would be probably I'll say consulting firms, large consulting firm, niche consulting firms, strategy firms. The second model is individual consultants or independent
Like
consultants,
you,
people like me,
yeah.
people like me. And then the third model, which is evolving very fast across the globe, is internal consulting unit. So there is a small unit built by them, which is owned, run, managed by them itself, which can further remotely work in globally distributed environment or probably in different countries to their various needs in the local or regional kind of. Consultant in insurance industry, as I said, it can be engaged across the value chain. It purely depends on the nature of the problem statement, the kind of expertise required by client in that particular engagement. So a good example would be right now across the globe, consultants are engaged in a massive way for a regulatory change called IFRS 17, which is an actuarial accounting IT impact.
The whole accounting software and everything is changing because of these new set of
absolutely.
Actually, I have also worked on it for some time, and in the preparatory stages. And the thing is that the whole global scenario, now that the world has become a village, the accounting practices and the accounting models all across the globe should be uniform. I mean, that's the underlying thought. So everywhere IFRS 17 is being adopted, and there are many other reasons, of course. Yeah. Please carry on. Yeah.
So a good question would be, why they can't do on their own, why they need expertise from outside.
I was about to ask you this. Yes.
Yeah, so that could be another logical question extension to it. Now, see, if you look at any organization, let's take insurance companies. Insurance companies, as an organization and its people's focus, it's their bandwidth goes a lot into running their daily business as usual, their operations, firefighting with issues, solving them, which happens in the due course of operations and business activity. Any organization will have that. Insurance company have the similar kind of thing. Now, they need expertise which is not just wider segment across the same industry within the insurance industry. At times we use expertise, we kind of try to do use the learning from other industries also, which could be from the same country, same region, probably across the globe, to understand what is working, what is not working, what is feasible, what is achievable. And some of the lessons learned, especially with the IT and technology, it has become very critical to understand how to use things, how to deploy, whether it can be utilized in solving these problems or not. Now, also experimenting, the culture of experimenting is catching up in global insurance industry. So how do we experiment with it? And also consultants are engaged in implementing and operationalizing those problems and their solutions.
Yeah, but so you talked about the the globally uniformity of practice or learning from global level peers in the global context. I have a follow-up curiosity here. See, you have worked in various geographies, various continents, if I may say, and you've got clients all across the world, many different countries. Now, in the context of our country, how is the Indian insurance industry doing in this respect? You know, the insurance consultancy practice, is it a new concept coming into India, or has it been existing for quite some time, or would you say that it has really blown up, fully blown up and matured? Is it in a rudimentary, elementary stage? Where are we as a country in this?
See, the short answer is deployment or engagement of insurance consultant is
Mm.
picking up very slowly in India. Uh,
Oh,
if I
why
were
so?
to compare across the top 20 insurance market across the globe or even Asia, we are still not using to the full potential. Now, there are reasons, there are underlying reasons to it. I mean, why they
Yeah.
are not being engaged in such a big way like other peers. One of the biggest reason is weak balance sheet. The insurance companies' balance sheet in India is not that strong. We are doing a large volume, small ticket size business, low margin
Mm.
business, high
Mm.
claims, high frauds. So that
Mm.
doesn't leave a lot of money to be
Margin.
spent in
Yeah.
utilizing this kind of expertise. Right? Second is in the mindset of doing internal things very internally, trying to
Mm.
keep things confidential kind of stuff. Uh,
Mm.
Probably third would be the level of complexity or the nature of the problem statement. I mean, Indian
Mm.
insurance market has come a long way, but still the problem statements are not that complicated, or the kind of expertise probably you would require
Acha. You mean
is
as the
not that
complexity increases, the
absolute.
need
Yeah.
for consultants will increase? Yeah, that's I think a fair statement to
Another aspect is about culture of bringing in a lot of innovative
make. Oh,
thinking, the desire of innovation around customer centric approach, which is picking up gradually. Yeah,
hang on. What I want to ask you is, this word innovation. I think this is nowadays one of the most fashionable terms to be bandied around anywhere and everywhere. Everybody's talking about innovation as if that's the most natural thing and not the exception. But my question is, I keep asking everyone, how is innovation born? What is the journey of innovation? Like in the insurance domain, let's say, or particularly, if I may say, in our country's context, in the Indian insurance landscape, what is the journey of innovation? From where do you start and where do you go, reach?
you're spot on in terms of journey. Using the word journey, innovation is a destination, and it's a relentless journey. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. There are no commas, no full stop there.
Oh,
Now, it's also more about culture of being able to start small, iterate,
mm,
try, fail, and then experiment at scale. You
mm,
have to start experimenting at scale across the organization, across the unit, I mean,
mm,
across various product. And then with a mindset of fail forward, adapt quickly, and bringing that culture where people doesn't mind speaking their mind, or probably, there is a fear of failure is gone, right?
mm. But that is
But
hard to come by. I
it's
think
not
I
tough.
would you
Yeah,
say that the Indian insurance market or insurance mindset is somewhat conservative then, that we are not wanting to take the risk of failure?
agree. I mean, see, typically innovation is born out of customers' undefined and unmet needs, right? Now
Uh,
we have been trying to do something. A good example would be Corona Kavach, which came last year. Now, when
yeah,
COVID started in March 2000,
20.
2020, or somewhere around there, we have a large population which doesn't have medical insurance or health insurance.
Yes.
The government was worried, what happens if these guys, these folks go to hospital, they don't have medical insurance, right? So a policy was designed called Corona Kavach, and there was one more policy, I forgot the name. Now, this was a very specialized, very innovative policy for targeted for people who doesn't have health insurance, right? So it was an innovative product. Yep. Also, if I were to again break down innovation it would be probably at three levels within the insurance or probably any industry. One is at the product level, right? Second would be what is the proposition it is offering, right? And third, which is catching up very fast, is the experience innovation. Now, insurance is all about experience. I mean, the customer journeys and all.
What exactly do you mean? Can you explain a little bit to us?
So, okay, let me give you a very generic example. Now, if you go back to early 2000, mid 2000, Nokia was one of the numero uno phone brand across the globe, and it was launching a new phone every 3 months, 6 months, literally every 3 months, 6 months. And in fact, I mean, I was using a phone which was launched in 2003, and I was still using till 2008, and they had some 20, 30 phones in between 5 years. Now, it was popular, it was doing fantastic. Now, iPhone or Apple changed the game with the proposition of the phone and the experience which we are able to provide using that touchscreen phone of more of UI UX kind of proposition. So that would be a very good example in terms of you could be doing a lot of innovation at the product level, but how about the proposition and the experience aspect of it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
See, to me, insurance itself is an innovation. I mean, it was done in around 17th century.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have come a long way since then.
Come to think of it, yes, you're so right. Insurance is an innovation of thought, of thoughts, of our feelings. Yes, it is. Yes. Very nice.
Since then, insurance have been kind of evolving. It has gone through a lot of complexity. In today's context, insurance product has become most of the products have become very opaque. They are tough to understand, cumbersome to use. Now, given the very nature of customer journey, and every product has a journey, whether insurance product or any other product, they have the insurance customer journey. It varies. It could be as less than 12 hours for for example, a flight delay insurance, right? It could be as long as, or probably more than 20, 30 years in case of life insurance. Right?
Yes.
You buy a term life insurance for 30 years, right? Or a whole life policy.
Yes.
Right? So these kind of things does make its dimensions very, very complicated. Right? And insurance customers in India, since we are talking about innovation, insurance in India, now insurance customers in India and elsewhere, it is the same phenomena everywhere. They are crying out for innovative products and solutions, right? I mean, how the inherent and interactive design of the insurance looks like, what sort of risk it covers. Now, the risk perception is also changing, right? I mean, till 2020, we didn't had anything like Corona. The risk perception changed.
Right? Yeah, of course.
And
that was
the
a game
overall experience around faster claim settlement. I mean, can I really wait to afford to wait a claim settlement journey of less than 2 months, 3 months, or something like that? Probably not. I mean, we had millions of deaths across the globe in last 2 years. Can people afford to wait? So it has to be a faster claim settlement. It must provide amazing customer service, right? With a quick turnaround time. That would be, I mean, probably I'll say, on a lighter note, insurance advertisement has become more innovative than the product or proposition itself.
Advertisement is always very innovative. There's no doubt about it. You have to
But
catch
yes,
eyes on
there are a couple of new age millennial or digital insurers in India which have been licensed in the last 5 6 years. They are young. They're trying to adapt to very agile ways of working, and they're trying to bring some innovative product, which would probably, by taking advantage of technological revolution, uh, emerging technologies, sort of stuff. Yeah.
You see, you talked about the new age digital insurers and all, means the millennial insurance companies, as it were. Now, this is also something which everybody likes to talk about. They're always waving the flag of the millennial, but describe to me how they really look like beneath the surface. What are their, prime characteristics, or the USPs, as it were? What are their, birthmarks? And how are they so much better than the traditional insurance behemoths who have been grinding away for decades and decades, who have been laying the foundation of insurance in our country, who have really built up the market rather than indulge in it. They have really worked hard to start the insurance habit and practice and culture, and they are going ahead to spread the insurance awareness and insurance hunger in the Indian market. So what is it of the new age insurance companies, the millennial insurance companies, which are, which are working, which are giving bigger dividends than the old experienced behemoths?
I mean, broadly, we can segment insurance industry in terms of age of players, or kind of,
Okay,
uh,
okay.
into three broader segments. One would be the PSUs, which were nationalized. We have three, four of them right now. Then we have a private insurance companies, which were licensed between uh, late 90s to early 2010 or so. Probably we have another 27, 28 insurance companies in the general, and another 30, 32 in the life and all. And then we have digital insurance company. Probably I'll call them Zillennial segment. They have been
What's
licensed in
that?
last.
What's that?
It's a digital insurance company
Yes.
for
No,
Zillennial version of it, right?
Zillennial. Acha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a term I didn't hear earlier.
So these were licensed around 2014, 15.
Okay.
Now, some of the prime character of these new generation insurance company uh, they are very lean organization. Lean, the organizational design is very, very lean, and they have been built intelligently on and around IT systems and technology. They are very IT heavy kind of structure, right? Compared to most of the insurance company, if you look at, they are very heavy on people side, right? They are These new generation insurance companies tends to be, ideally, I'll say ideally tends to be focused on innovations and innovative products about improving customer journey, because they need to bring in something interesting. Otherwise, why would I go and buy from a company which is just 3 years, 5 years old?
Yeah.
I would not rely on it. I would buy with an insurance company which is 30, 40, 50 years old, right? Their organization culture, it's all about culture these days, whether you go to any industry, right? It's all about culture. The culture which they are trying to develop is very customer centric, highly, and still evolving more towards that, right? And also, they are quickly able to adapt technologies. Now, technological evolution has become much more faster, right? What was new 2 years back, probably it may not be there in next 2 years, right? So how do you adapt?
At this point, let us break and we will come back on the other side.